Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Welcome to Serenity, where we keep it real. Motivation and truth, that's the deal. Be authentic, be bold, let your light shine bright. Together we'll grow, heal, and keep it 1000% real. Serenity, be you, stay true. Find your voice in all you do. Serenity, you want space to thrive. Authentic living keeps dreams alive. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Serenity, where we keep it real. Motivation and truth, that's the deal. Be authentic, be bold, let your light shine bright. Together we'll grow, heal, and keep it 1000% real. Serenity, be you, stay true. Find your voice in all you do. Serenity, your space to thrive. Authentic living keeps dreams alive. Serenity, be you, stay true. Find your voice in all you do. Serenity, your space to thrive. Authentic living keeps dreams alive. Serenity, be you, stay true. Find your voice in all you do. Serenity, your space to thrive. Authentic living keeps dreams alive.
Well, welcome to the Serenity Podcast, everyone. Tonight, we're going to be talking about health and wellness with our wellness coach, Michelle Smith. But I want you guys to go to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to Serenity Podcast and click on the bell so that way you won't miss an issue. And I'm in partnership with Prosperity Podcast, which comes on Mondays at 6. And it's a safe space for people to be able to talk about trauma and healing from trauma. So you need to go out to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe. Well, I want to welcome Michelle Smith to Serenity Podcast. Michelle, it's a pleasure to have you here. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Carlene.
Thank you. Michelle, I want you to introduce yourself and your business to everyone.
My name is Michelle Smith, and I've been a massage therapist for 33 years with the background in specializing for people who have chronic illness and health problems, especially rheumatoid arthritis and bowel problems and joint problems. And then I work on the full body, and then I do total body coaching as far as supplements and essential oils. And we put together wellness plans that are customized to fit your needs. And a little bit about me is when I was 18, many moons ago, I had a lot of problems with my bowels, and so that's how it sounds crazy, but that's how I became so interested in bowels because the doctors wanted me to get a colostomy bag, and I was bedridden for about a year and a half, and they said that I wasn't going to live very long, but I decided to take my health into my own hands with some natural remedies, herbs, oils, castor oil packs, juicing, colonics, and everything natural that I could get my hands on. And 40 plus years later, I'm still kicking.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And I'm glad you did. Now, everybody, if you're listening live, you can go ahead and put questions in the chat. We'll answer questions. Or if you want to make comments, that's fine too. I've been knowing Michelle for quite a while now. And I tell everybody she's a wellness coach. And I tell them, I said, she's a massage therapist. She's a reflexologist. And she knows all the nutrients and things that you need to get your body going back the right way, the way it should be. Now, Michelle, I want to ask you some questions. And you kind of stepped on my questions already, because I was going to ask you what inspired you to pursue your career in wellness and health, but you just answered that with what happened to you back when you were 18 years old. Now, let me ask you
I did,
this.
I didn't
Go
go
ahead.
into detail. I just gave an overview, so I can answer in detail each question that you asked.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go in detail then about why you
With
pursued this health?
with each question that you asked, yes, ma'am, I sure will.
Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. Let me ask you this. What are some common misconceptions people have about health that you would like to debunk? Because I think
Well,
when you hear a diagnosis of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, people think that that's the last, there's nothing else that can be done. But we both know that's untrue.
that's correct. We live in a society with our medical treatment, our in a treatment that we have some options, and because countries were on air, everything here is government or something like that, food. So food mistakes, everything is fix and let the doctor do it. And so we're trained to read the doctor's hands, whereas other cultures, they train you to let the food heal the body. Like Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine. And so we train that way. And then also we train instead of relying on your doctor, you're the sole person that's in charge of your health. You need to be in charge at all times. And then the doctor needs to be a consultant. But we have it backwards here. We said, if my doctor says this and if my doctor says that, but so we put the doctor in control of our life instead of being in control of our own life. And then once you get a chronic disease, because they treat it with medications and medications don't heal the body, they simply mask and suffocate the symptoms. Then you,
Mhm.
and
Wait a
then so
minute.
you simply just medicate, and then instead of healing the body like it should be healed. So instead of
Mhm.
taking your health into your own hands, you give the doctor total control, and whatever he says, you do.
Now that's true. That's true. People do that all the time. Hey, Ella, we see you. Michelle, Ella Carroll is saying good evening, and she's saying that's amazing what you're talking about.
Thank you, Miss
Uh,
Ella.
and you know what? th- I think a lot of people do that, but they don't realize if you educate yourself on whatever the doctor tells you, then find out how to treat that. And here's what we got to understand. When we go to treat our bodies, you're not going to pay 5 or $10. Okay. You might as well find out what it is you need. And all of our food, even vitamins you buy at the store and minerals, they're lacking. If it says it is 100% this, you better turn it over and read the instructions and the ingredients. You're not getting the full amount of what they say on the back of those labels. So therefore, you're lacking in
So speaking
nutrients
of
and
that,
things. Mhm.
well, most vitamins, if you'll pick up like a bottle of multivitamins that are in capsules or pill form, you're going to see like 300% of vitamin C and 280% of vitamin A, and all these really, really high numbers. And you see that the recommended daily allowance is still only 100%. And the question is, why do we have to put so much in there? Well, because of the technology that they use and it being the quality being so low grade, they have to give you 200 or 300 or 400% so you can absorb at least 40 or 50%, and then you pee the rest of it out. If you take vitamins and you have yellow pee or orange pee or green pee, that's just your vitamins coming out. Your body's not assimilating them. And so when you take cheap vitamins that are not high quality, they don't have the bioavailability that you need. So if you're going to invest in a vitamin, I say, you know, figure out your budget and then get something that fits your budget, but it also fits your body. Because if it's not
Mhm.
bioavailable, I'd rather you not take a vitamin, because what happens when you take cheap vitamins with a bunch of fillers, your body has to work so hard to break them down that it puts a strain on your organ systems. So it's best just to eat some fresh fruit or vegetables if you're going to take cheap, low quality vitamins, because they have so many chemicals and fillers in them that they throw your body and your organs into a state of confusion.
Mhm, mhm. That's good. I like that. I like that. Now, Michelle, I know
Yes, ma'am.
because I take doTERRA. I get doTERRA's VMG and their lifelong vitality from you. I feel the difference. I was taking them, I think, 3 days, and I felt the total difference, had more energy, noticed my complexion and stuff started changing, and I just felt good overall. Can you give us some information about doTERRA and then their VMG and long life? And this, what does doTERRA do at as a company that is different from a lot of the pharmaceutical companies?
So first of all, just the word doTERRA itself, it means gifts of the earth. And so we really at doTERRA, the owners and the wellness advocates, we really value the culture. We realize that it is a gift from the earth. It's a gift that God gave. And whenever he gave a gift to heal the body, that's exactly in the manner that you should use it. So what doTERRA is, it's the number one essential oil company in the world. And the reason that sets them apart is because of their sourcing. They source
Mhm,
indigenous to where the plants and the herbs grow, and then they work with the local farmers there, so they don't go into a country and take everything good and just leave the people poor. They pay the people actually fair wages. So when you paying fair wages and you're going to the source and working directly with the farmers and there's no middleman, you can actually guarantee the quality of your product because you have control over the manufacturing facility. And the other thing that sets doTERRA apart is their rigid testing. So they will take one batch of oil or one batch of supplements, and the oils run at least 54 tests on each oil to make sure that there's no bacteria, that there's no contaminants, there's no lead, there's no heavy metals, and that the it's a therapeutic dose and a pharmaceutical grade. And what sets doTERRA apart is if all those tests don't pass, then we reject the batch of oil. Whereas other companies, they just skew the testing and accept a batch of oil anyway. And the other
mhm,
thing about doTERRA, and this is huge, is it's privately held. And so the owners can have our best interest at heart. We don't have to meet a number or play the stock market or do anything to compromise the quality. Even
mhm,
if we see that the bottom dollar isn't what it should be,
mhm,
they don't worry about the money. They worry about the quality of your health, knowing that you'll make the money back up in some kind of way. So when you
mhm,
have owners that guarantee that kind of quality and that have personal health challenges themselves and that are not going to compromise on quality, that's a supplement that you want. And every owner at doTERRA has had a personal health challenge or a wellness challenge, and they're very vocal about it. They don't hide it, and they know that they need high quality products in order to overcome their health challenges.
okay. Okay. Thank you. Because,
So,
a lot of people need to hear that.
right. Now, that's about doTERRA as a company. And about the VMG that you take, it actually
Mhm,
stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. And then you're
mhm,
going to see a plus sign on the box. And the plus is for antioxidants, CoQ10, quercetin, probiotics, enzymes, and a host of
mhm,
other like healthy ingredients that are whole food grade. There's no substitutes. I mean, there's no chemicals in there. And what makes VMG so special is it's a powder that you drink. It's so you shake your vitamins up in water, 5 to 8 ounces of water. You drink them. They're delicious. They taste like pineapple or mango, whatever flavor. Like some people are more drawn to citrus, so they taste the pineapple in it. Some people are more tropical with taste buds, so they taste more of the mango in it. But it's the exact same product. It's just whatever your taste buds are used to tasting. And the BMG is liposomal technology. So what that means is they take the ingredients and they encapsulate them in a fat cell that mimics our body, and that's how they make it. And so that means that it stays in your system for 8 to 10 hours. So all day, your organs and your organ systems have the capacity to draw off of the nutrients in BMG because it's in your system all day. What else sets BMG apart is there's 5 different doTERRA essential oils in there, and essential oils are drivers. So they're going to drive the vitamins deeper into your cells. So you're going to get like a the full bioavailability of the product and everything. Like I said, I just have to reiterate that it's whole foods and it's not chemicals. So those two
mhm,
factors totally set BMG apart. The liposomal technology with the encapsulation and the fact that there's essential oils in there.
mhm. Okay, the studies that BMG, I mean, that doTERRA does, it's with doctors. You guys have actual doctors that are running these tests and doing the research?
Yeah, the doctors are, most of them have at least been medical doctors for 30 years or more, but they also, instead of being just medical doctors that run clinics, they also are medical doctors that treat with herbs and nutrition. and plants and oils because they know that medications don't heal the body, but herbs
Mhm.
and plants, they actually heal the body. So most of the doctors
Yes.
at doTERRA have come there because they have had a family member who they couldn't heal medically with the traditional medicine, and so they had to look for alternative therapy. So we have internists there, we have oncologists there, we have emergency room physicians, we have American Dental Association approved dentists there, we have researchers there, we have chiropractors, acupuncturists, internists, like any kind of doctor that you want, you can find them with doTERRA.
Okay.
So they come
Okay.
with like serious, and the doctors there, they don't have any qualms about like, we need to see the science behind it. So when they run a study, it's human clinical trials. They don't test on animals. Like us, wellness advocates, we are the subjects of all the new products that come out. So, yes. And I've been
Okay.
privileged to be in a couple.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know because I know
Mhm.
everything that you've shared with me. Whenever I call you or refer clients to you, I always hear good results, when they work with you. And so I'm
Mhm.
gonna keep referring people to you because they need to know about health and how to achieve good health, and get vitamins, nutrients, oils that are 100% pure that will help the body and help them feel a difference. Now I'm going
I
to
will be the
shift
first
just
to
a
say
little bit.
also, let me just say
Mhm,
this. When people look at vitamins and minerals and you see that they seem sometimes a little bit pricey, but what I want to take this moment to do is say that you're going to pay now or you're going to pay dearly later. So take your money
mhm,
and invest it in your health. If you can go to McDonald's or Starbucks or Wendy's or Pizza Hut or Minsky's, then you can also take care of your health. But it has to be your priority. So what I like
mhm,
to do is I like to meet people where they are. If you're a total junk food eating person and drink pop all day, we can't get you to 0 and 100 in a minute. It's going to take a minute. So just know that you have to start with baby steps. But if you can
mhm,
start just by increasing your water intake and doing 10 minutes worth of deep breathing and stretching a day, then you can start a program. And even people who
mhm,
are bedridden, because when I got really sick, I was bedridden. I still did my stretching, I did my deep breathing every day, and my positive thinking and my affirmations. So there's no one that can't be helped if it's a priority, but it has to be a priority.
okay. Let me ask you this. What are some of the biggest challenges you face when working with clients to improve their health? What are some of the challenges you come across?
Just creating well, first of all, they've been programmed to think that if my doctor said I can't get well, then I can't get well. So the first piece
Mhm,
that I do with my clients is mindset. I ask them, why are you here? Whose idea is this? Or do you want to be here? Are you ready to invest in yourself? Are you ready to, are you ready to take the leap? And if they're not,
mhm,
we have to go back and address those issues like, why aren't you ready? Do you not feel like you're worth it? Do you have self-esteem issues? Because when you have all these emotional blockages and you have a chronic
mhm,
health condition, those emotional blockages and that trauma, it can also prevent the body from getting back to homeostasis. So I like to
mhm,
do work with the body, but I like to work with the mind, but we got to get those emotions like stable. So in mental health, it's a big deal. But just
mhm,
a cultural, as a cultural people, we have always been like kinda stepped on and kinda looked over and not necessarily lifted up and not,
mhm.
brought to our full potential because of thinking,
Yes.
of our history. So what I like to do
Mhm,
is instill self-worth and self-value in my clients because I want them to know how much they mean to themselves and also to me. But what I won't do is I won't drag you through the mud, and I will not waste my time if you are not ready. So I'm only
mhm,
looking for people that are ready, but if you're ready, then I'm ready, and I'll meet you where you are, and I'll help you. I do samples all the time. I do a lot of scans and consultations. So anyone that's really ready, then contact me. But if you're not ready, read some testimonials, talk to Carlene, get on the internet, do some research, go to doTERRA YouTube science channel and see what's really behind the products that you're missing out on. But this is a question that I'll leave everybody with. If you don't think you're worth anything, then where did that come from? Because sometimes we have to be reprogrammed to know how valuable we really are. And it's not a numbers game with me. I don't have to go do a seminar of 50 people. If I can change one life, I'm good. Because I know that if I change your life, you either have a mother or a sister or a cousin, and you're going to be able to change that life too. Because people are going to see you and they're going to notice you. They don't know me, so they're not going to trust me, but they're going to see your results. And you can
Mhm.
have such an impression on changing so many lives just by the lifestyle that you choose and the positive thinking and the positive words that you use. Another thing, I don't let my clients, when they come to me, we don't use negative words. I don't like, because negative words carry low frequency. And if you know
Mhm.
anything about healing, in order to heal the body, you need high frequency and high vibrations. So we don't do negative talk with us. We just don't. It's just not allowed.
Okay. Miss Ella, yes, it is doTERRA. DOTERRA.com. She's trying to get on the website now. And Miss Ella,
Well,
just
don't go
text
on the
me.
website without me because I'm gonna need to give you my link because whenever I do a podcast or intro, I need to give you my information so that you can get free gifts and free education and everything. Because you don't just want to go on doTERRA.com, you actually want to get educated with me. So
Right.
let me give
And
you my number,
yeah, I was
which
just
is
going to say, if she texts me, I was going to give her your number, but go ahead and give it out so other people that are listening that want to contact you can contact you.
okay, it's 816-405-4175. And let me tell you two reasons why you don't want to just go to doTERRA.com. If you go on there without me or another wellness advocate, instead of getting a free wholesale account, you're going to be charged $35. So it's best to sign up with a wellness consultant so that that $35 membership fee is waived. And also, if you just go in there and sign up, doTERRA is going to assign you to somebody and put you in a group, but you're not going to have control over that. So if you sign up with me, I put you in my group, I educate you, we run scans on you, I do follow up, we do an unboxing together when you get your products, and then I help you on your wellness journey and you don't have to pay the $35 fee. Plus, you get 40 years of experience with my information, not just from my personal stories, but from working with so many other clinicians and doctors and nurse practitioners and naturopathic doctors. So you get a lot when you sign up with our team, as you know, Carlene.
Yes. And listeners, when you call Michelle, let her know you found out about it by watching her on the show because she'll want to know, how did you come about getting her number or being referred to her? Just let her know that you were listening to the Serenity podcast and you wanted to call her to check on your health because her scans are amazing. Michelle, can you go in detail about your scans? I know about them, but the listeners don't.
Well, I do three type of scans. I do a virtual scan for people who don't want to come to my office or who live out of town, and that's the Vocera. So that's a digital scan where you get a link sent to your camera, and then you hold your camera up to you make up a password, and then you hold your camera up to your face. And what it does is it measures the flow of blood in your face and all the different 26 acupuncture marks in your face, and that gives you a read of all your meridians and your organ systems and your stress, and it'll give you a report when you get done. The second scan is called an iTobi, and it's a hand scanner and it's galvanic skin response. So you just hold the scanner in your hand and it's subtle frequencies it measures. But the master scan that I do is called the Zyto, and it like literally reads everything. It's also where you place your hand on the scanner and it takes a read of your electrical energy through your organ systems. It scans your each tooth, each vertebrae, your organ systems, and it scans your emotions. So that one's the most in depth, and it literally only takes about 10 minutes to run it, but it's based on electrical frequencies because your heart is electric, and all your systems, your muscles need electricity to expand and contract. So all of the scans are equally accurate. Some are just more detailed than others.
Okay. And for our listeners, I'm going to repeat your number again, Michelle, because Miss Ella's got 816-405 and she's missed the rest of it. Guys, Michelle's number is
Oh,
816.
4175.
Wait a minute. I'm going to repeat the whole number. It's 816-405-4175. So that way our listeners will have it. And if you go back and you
Okay.
missed it, when you can restream this broadcast and you can hear the number again. But Michelle, thank you for explaining that. I don't think people are aware that those types of scans are available. And what it does, doesn't it tell you where they're broke down in their body or what it is their body needs?
What it does is not, we have to say this because the FDA, even though they're FDA approved devices,
Mhm.
the FDA requires us to make the disclaimer that we are not treating or diagnosing. So the scans are based on physical, emotional, and energetic healing. So
Mhm.
what they do is they show you which supplements you need or which frequencies you need for the oil to balance your particular body.
Okay.
So take, for example, say that you're having problems with sleeping.
Mhm.
Or no, let's say, yeah, sleeping. Sleeping's a big thing. So there's so many different sleep products, and you don't want to buy all of them because, first of all, you don't need all of them. Your body probably only needs one or two. So the scan's going to recommend probably six of them. But then we look at the rest of the scan and see which other organ systems that your body could use with the same products, and we put the package together that way. So you don't get a whole bunch of products.
Mhm.
You get just a few products to start the body, and you get the products that your body needs, the exact frequencies.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's very important. That's very important. And I think it's important too for people to balance physical health and mental health.
Yes.
Those and in our
And
community, mental health has always been like on the hush hush, or people will say, "Oh, I'm not
mhm,
crazy. I don't want that associated with me." But it's not the fact. Mental health doesn't mean crazy, because your mind can get overloaded just like your body can be overloaded. And then when you get overloaded, you're stressed. And stress is a silent
correct.
killer, you know, for a lot of people, not just African Americans, but a lot of people. And so when you balance your physical and mental health, you're relieving that pressure on the brain as well as the body. So we need to get more informed about our physical and mental health. And Michelle is a great person to help you do that. And I'm gonna tell you guys, she's a
So
reflexologist and she is my massage therapist as well as my wellness coach. And I didn't tell her a couple of things. I just got on her table because I needed a massage. And she started touching my body and touching my feet. And she was like, "Oh, so you wasn't gonna tell me this wasn't working. Oh, so you wasn't gonna tell me your shoulder hurt. No, you." I was like, "Oh my God." But that is one of the good things about having a person that really cares about wellness and they're into it for to help the person. Because me and her went around many a times and she's like, "Oh, so you wasn't gonna say nothing, huh?" And what could I say? And she was dead on
it's
with what she
you
was
just
saying.
may as well just tell me so I don't have to find it. I'm gonna find it, but you may as well just go ahead and confess. It's always better that way.
Yes, it is. Because she's another person that is brutally honest. She will not beat around the bush. She's gonna come straight at you, kind of like that fist between the eyes, and you're like, Okay, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute." So she's just gonna
Hold on. I need to defend myself on this. What she means is that I'm direct, but I'm not harmful.
true, true.
But I do want to address what she said about mental health because it is a big thing, and a
Mhm.
lot of people in our community we have been just they'll just say, "Oh, just work through it. Don't worry about it. It'll go away." But it doesn't go away. What happens when you have a lot of mental stress and emotional stress? It manifests inside your cells, and then you think, "Oh, all of a sudden." I just had cancer out of nowhere. No, you didn't. You had suppressed emotions and they've been putting negative energy in your cells for years. So people don't all of a sudden get cancer or all of a sudden get diabetes. They have a lot of mental and emotions that are toxic that have been stored in those cells, and finally they just come to a head. But nobody just gets anything immediately. That's not how diseases work. They're brewing like under the undercurrent for a long time, and then you start noticing symptoms. But because we are trained to, "Oh, I got to go to work. I'll address this later," or "I got to go help this person. I'll get back to myself later." So we just look at all the symptoms and we don't give it attention. So I will ask this everybody on this call or who listens to this call, if your body is feeling weird or odd or you feel something different, please stop and pay attention and see what it is. Because most times when we get attention early, we can fix a lot of things before it gets to the emergency situation. So anytime your body is feeling weird, or your blood pressure is doing something, or your head is aching in a different way, or you're having back pain or pains that you're not familiar with, stop and pay attention to those pains or those idiosyncrasies and go get them checked out. Do not wait.
You know what? I can
But
attest to what
Carlene,
Michelle's saying. No, I was going to say I can attest to what you're saying because my generation's mindset and the generation before us and a couple after us, we had the mindset of your body's giving you signals, trying to, help you to understand it's something going on that you need to pay attention to. But we will get into the mindset, like you said, oh, I got to go to work. After work, I got to take the kids over here. I got to, and you're getting signals from your body that's saying, I'm tired. We need to stop. Hold on. This is going, and we just keep going, ignore it until one day when you end up in the hospital and you think it's into the signals that were going in your body. And let me tell you, being 62 years old with two grown children, I learned how to pay attention to those signals. So if I get up in the morning and I'm supposed to go to work in the morning, if Carlene don't feel like going to work, Carlene ain't going to work. She's going to lay down and she's going to take it easy. That's part of paying attention to your body and the signals that it's giving you, because you can't keep going. I think some of us, because we started in our teens and 20s and we're constantly going, as we get older, we try to keep that pace up. You cannot keep that pace up. You have to pay attention to your body and get the required rest, nutrients, and things that you need to stay healthy. Now, Michelle, if I say anything that is misleading, please jump in, because I'm an advocate that I love to give the correct information to people.
yeah, we do too. I do want to address something that you said. You didn't say anything inaccurate, but I just do want to hit on the emotional and mental health again. We have like so
Mhm.
many different essential oils. We have an oil called Essential Emotions Kit because people go through a range of emotions all day, every day. So the emotional kit was designed by the doctors to address the majority of emotions that people will experience in an entire lifetime. Can you hear me, Carlene?
Okay, you cut out a little bit. Can you say that again? That now I can say that again.
I said that. Oh, the doctors at doTERRA know how important mental and emotional wellness is, and so they have put a kit together called Emotional
Mhm.
Aromatherapy that addresses the majority of emotions that people will experience in an entire lifetime. And so you don't have to get the whole kit, but just know that every emotion that you could ever feel, think of, or experience can be dealt with. And there's nobody that's beyond hope, and there's nobody that's helpless.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. So I hope you guys do reach out to Michelle. She's an awesome person. She knows this stuff backwards and forward. And if she doesn't know something, she'll tell you, you know what, let me get back to you. And I like that. And then she goes and researches. She can call the doctors, find out what's going on and what you need to do. Because she's here in Kansas City, and she's held several things around the city that I've had the pleasure of going to, a few of them. And the doctors show up and they go into detail and they talk to you about things. Because I know with me, uh, a lot of times when we start getting into the fall and summer, my nose starts running. I start sniffing, and we say that's allergies. But I took 2 drops of lemon oil, 2 drops of lavender oil, and 2 drops of peppermint. And that I took that, drunk some water behind it. That was fine. That snuffling, whatever it was, it stopped. It stopped. And I was so pleased that I did not have to, like the doctor might want to give you an allergy pill or tell you to get an over the counter allergy pill. Anybody that knows me know I do not like pills. I do not like prescriptions. So I will call Michelle and say, hey, this is what's happening. What do I do? And she will tell me what to do over the phone, and she will even text me what she told me so I can follow through with it. So I would encourage anybody listening, please get in touch with her, talk to her about whatever's going on with you. If you have children and something's on with them, talk to her about it. Parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, whatever, get in touch with Michelle because she has a wealth of knowledge and she does not mind taking. That's why she's in this business. Michelle, let me ask you this. What is the most rewarding aspect of being a wellness coach? I can't
Seeing
hear you.
somebody change their life and they improve. Can you hear me now, Carlene?
Uh-huh. Now I can.
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
So the most
Yes.
rewarding part about that is watching somebody's progress and seeing that sparkle return to their eyes, or seeing them going from being bedridden to walking again, or seeing them from being hopeless to giving hope again, and getting their family back and their life back. It's there's no words to explain when somebody calls and says, "Oh, I haven't slept for 10 years and now I'm sleeping every night." Or I haven't been to the bathroom regular for 3 years and now I'm using the bathroom 3 times a day. Or I was so depressed and now I'm back walking on the track again and I'm, you know, interacting with my family again.
Hmm. Hmm. That's great. That's great. I know it makes you feel good when you get reports like that. Let me ask
Yeah.
you this.
And they're
Do
very
a lot of
regular.
the people that call and give you good reports, how many of them have decided to join you and become a wellness coach so they can learn about these things so they can help educate other people?
Well, the percentage that become regular customers every month is a lot higher than people that want to do wellness coaching, because wellness coaching, it's on a different level. You really have to take on people's problems and be available, and not everybody has that type of
Hmm.
energy, especially if you're just getting well yourself. You don't have that capacity. And when people are sick,
Hmm.
I tell them don't try to help anybody else except for yourself first. And then later on when you get well,
Hmm.
use your story to help other people. Share your story along the way, but by all means, use your own energy to get yourself healed first, because self preservation, that's the first rule of thumb. Like every day for myself, self care before I can take care of you. I have to get up. I drink my VMG. I like to do my 30-minute
Hmm.
workout. I take my essential
Hmm.
omega so that
I
my brain is on point. I put all of my oils on. I take my vitamins, and after I do my workout, I do my stretching, and then I say my affirmations and think about my self worth, and then I do my
Mhm.
grounding, and now I'm ready for my first client. So I can't take care of you without taking care of me. I don't. I said I self care, like before I start my day, I have to take my VMG,
Mhm.
my omegas. I want to do my 30-minute workout and stretch. I want to go outdoors and do some grounding. I want to oil up and down in my essential oils. I want to say my positive affirmations and know my self worth and get some good hydration in my body. And then I'm ready for my first client. But I can't help you
Okay.
if I can't help me first. So.
Okay, when you what do you mean by self-grounding? When you
So
go
when I go
outside, you
out
said I
and
get some self.
So grounding is where you take your shoes off and you put your feet in the grass. You actually stand in the grass, but I take grounding to another level because I'm intentional with my grounding. When I'm grounding, that's when I'm doing my affirmations and I'm actually releasing negative energy from the earth and asking to receive positive energy and get rid of everything that does not serve me, because the earth is full of electromagnetic frequencies, and you can use that's the cheapest, freest way to start getting healthy is take your shoes off and go outdoors and put your feet on the ground and be intentional with your thoughts. For some reason,
Mm.
Carlene, the signal is going in and out now. I don't know how much time we have left, but the signal is getting weaker and weaker, and I'm in the exact same place that I was when we started.
Oh, okay. Okay. Guys, Michelle is out of town and she's helping a friend. And I thanked her for, getting on. She was wanting to do this podcast, and I wanted her to do this podcast to give information to it's information that is well needed. And Michelle, I just have a couple of more questions and then I'm gonna let you go because I know your signal is getting weaker. How do you
And
stay
I'm
up to
standing in the
date
exact
with the
same
latest
place.
information?
So doTERRA is like the leader in wellness research. And so we communicate with the doctors. And as a
Mhm.
leader, we get on conference calls with them weekly. We have weekly updates. They send us podcasts. We do meetings. And I'm always like feet on the ground trying to see what the newest technology and research is. But a lot of it comes from the main core of doctors at doTERRA. But I work with like doctors, herbalists, acupuncturists, chiropractors, traditional Chinese medicine doctors. I'd like to work with somebody in every field of natural wellness so that I can keep my hand on the pulse because things are ever changing and research is ongoing every day.
That's good. That's good. Do you guys hear how she stays up to date on information? And this is the type of person that you need. You don't want to hear the same thing if you go to two or three different people. You want to hear what's happening now, what's going on now, and what the herbs and the nutrients and stuff are doing and how they can help you. Because everybody is not the same. We're not the same. So, what I may need, somebody else may need something else. So, Michelle, I want to thank you. And I know you're in an area where the reception is not that good. Do you have any
hmm
thoughts that you want to leave the people with before you hang up?
I want to
What
say
thoughts would you like?
do some self care, do some deep breathing every day, do some gentle stretching, try to hydrate every day, especially in this heat, like as much water as you can comfortably hold. Take a baking soda bath once a week to get your body back to alkalinity and just do self care.
Okay. Michelle, thank you. I
And
know that
call
it's
me if
you're
you
going
need
in
some
and
help.
out. Yes, please give Michelle a call. And Michelle, thank you. Thank you for being on.
Okay.
Thank you for answering questions. And I'm going to repeat your number to tell people how to get in touch with you. But take care, and I'll talk to you when you get back.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye, Michelle. Everybody, that
Bye.
was Michelle Smith. She is, bye bye. Michelle Smith is a wellness coach here in Kansas City, and she does travel across the U.S. doing things and different seminars and in the research and everything with doTERRA. So if you want to give her a call, please don't hesitate to do so. Her number is 816-405-4175. And I am going to have her back on for another episode. I do not have the date yet, but I will put it out there on my Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube so you'll know when she's coming back on. And then we'll talk in detail about some things that she helped people, get off the diabetes medication, get off the insulin. She's helped people, start feeling better. People that have had heart problems and different things. She's worked with all type of people. So we'll have her dig into some of those cases. Now, we won't say people's names, but we'll tell you, like if it was diabetes, pressure or something like that, and what the people were able to do to get off of their medications and resume a normal, healthy life without medication. So stay tuned. Like I said, I will be putting that out there. And for those that tune in, thank you so much for tuning in to Serenity Podcast. I am a bi-weekly podcast, and you can always go to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube in order to pull up the episodes that you can go back and you can watch. And so I want to let you know I'm also in partnership with Prosperity Podcast, because Prosperity Podcast talks about, traumas, different traumas that people have experienced in their life, how they healed from those traumas, and what they're doing today after trauma. So don't hesitate to go to YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram and subscribe, and then click on the bell. So when an episode comes out, you'll automatically get notified. Thank you for being and listening to Serenity Podcast. I really, really appreciate you. I am out for this episode, but I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much. I enjoyed everybody. And please, when you're on and we're live, don't hesitate to send questions, put them in the chat. Or if you want to make comments, put them in the chat. And thank you again for watching Serenity Podcast. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Welcome to Serenity, where we keep it real. Motivation and truth.